Alright, so I'm about to show you how to make really sweet green screen videos without spending a ton of money on fancy equipment. So I'm not going to waste any more time, I'm going to hop right into it. So why should you produce good video? Well, it's super easy and cheaper than ever. Technology has evolved so much in the past couple years, it makes it very, very easy to do this. Now, it also gives you a bit of an upper hand on your competition and builds a little bit of authority and credibility in the process, being that video is the highest perceived value on the internet. Now, people are trained for good audio and video these days with all the content that's being produced and consumed via mobile, iPhone, tablets, iPads, you name it. There's so much good content being produced that people are trained for good audio and good video. And like I said, with technology, it's so easy to do this. And I'm going to show you how to do it exactly a little bit over $325. So now a couple things you'll need to capture the video and what I'll be using in this video. Now, a little disclaimer, these are around the prices I paid a year or so ago, so prices may have changed just a little bit. But you're going to need a Kodak ZI-8. Now, I got this for around $100. I think I got it off Amazon Prime with Prime shipping, so it's free shipping. So if you're not a Prime member or you haven't took advantage of your free Prime membership, make sure you do that if you're going to order this stuff because you'll save on shipping. Now, the thing with the Kodak ZI-8, these are cool because they have an external mic, which I'll be using. I'll be using just a $20 wired mic. If you're using the Kodak ZI-8 and you already have this camera, make sure you turn off the face detection in the settings so it doesn't automatically adjust the lighting. We're just going to focus on the external lighting using this camera. Now, this camera also films 1080 HD, also films 720 at 60 frames per second. So depending on what you need, I recommend the Kodak ZI-8, and that's what I'll be using. You also need a wired microphone. Now, the one I'll be using in this video is around $20. It doesn't really matter which one you get. So you'll need a wired microphone. You also need three 24 by 36 light boxes. Now, each of these light boxes have 5 lights in them. Look for light boxes with white light, not the ones that use regular light bulbs that put off the tungsten. It's kind of like an orange, but rather the fluorescent looking spirally ones. These were about $150. I got these off Amazon as well. I think Cowboy Studio sells a little setup, so make sure you're looking at that. You also need a 10 by 15 chroma key screen. You can get this for around $30 on Amazon as well. Like I said, all this stuff was purchased off of Amazon, so make sure you check on there. They got some really good deals, and a lot of people. Also, be a smart shopper and check for the ratings and all that good stuff. You also need a tripod. The one I'll be using is about the size of a person, so make sure you get a tall tripod that the Kodak ZI-8 will fit on. You also need some small Velcro squares for hanging up the green screen. I recommend using these rather than stapling something into your wall. Just use these small Velcro squares, put some on the wall, and also put some on the back of the green screen. Now, like I said, total for this was about $325. And like I said, these are around the prices I paid a year or so ago. So prices may have changed a little bit. Now, some other things you might want to consider and what I'll be using. You need a decent computer to handle the workload. Now, whether you're a Apple fan, PC, whatever, in this demonstration I'll be using an Apple computer. You can still get the same thing done with whatever you're using. So just make sure you have a decent computer that can handle, little minor video editing. You also need some video editing software capable of keying. For this demonstration, I'll be using Final Cut X. You can pick it up for around $299. If you have a buddy that has an iMac with this already on it, the main thing of this video, I'm just going to show you how to capture the footage. If you have a buddy that has Apple, I highly recommend looking into an Apple. They're really, really easy for editing and stuff like that. So make sure you have video editing software capable of keying. You also need a decent amount of space for studio setup. When I say decent, I'll be using a small room, so don't worry, I'll show you what I'm filming in, and it's just a small little loft here in downtown Atlanta, so it's not a whole lot of space, but I get by. You also need it. Now this is kind of optional, but a small dry erase board for putting up bullet points. Now this just helps you stay on track when you're recording your videos and lets you touch on some major bullet points that you want to touch on within that video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I just want to show you how my setup is so you can kind of see. I'm not working with that much space, so I'm just going to show you exactly what my layout is. So you can see I'm in about a 10 by 20 room. Alright, so what I'm going to show you next, I'm going to plug up this mic and give you a little demo. Alright, you can see I plugged in my wired lapel mic. It's just the Audio-Technica wired mic. It's about $20 on Amazon. You can run this up your shirt, you can put it on your collar. Pretty good sounding mic for 20 bucks. Like I said, the main thing you want to keep focus on is the lighting. You want good light on your right hand, you want good light on your left hand side, and also you want some light coming from the front to illuminate your face, hair, stuff like that. I'm not using anything fancy, no fancy cameras, but it's very easy to green screen. You can see right here, this will help you put in fancy backgrounds with just a snap of the fingers. You can put up a different background. You can also do your training videos with a little snap of the fingers and put up your bullet points over here. Very, very cool stuff. So what I'm going to show you next, I'm going to show you exactly how we edit this in Final Cut Pro. Alright, so you can see here I have Final Cut Pro open, and I was just working on the footage that I was just showing you in the video. So I'm going to show you how to very easily key out for green screen here in Final Cut Pro. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to Projects, and I'm going to start a new project by clicking the plus sign. And I'm going to wait on, I'm just going to name this new project. Alright, so now I'm going to import the footage. I already have my footage I just did imported here into Final Cut Pro. All you got to do now is just simply drag and drop. So I'm just trying to drag and drop the footage I want. And you can see it's going to bring up the video properties of what I recorded it in. In this case, I recorded it in 720 HD, 60 frames per second. So I'm just going to click OK. Alright, now to key it, you can see right here, I'm demonstrating. Now to key it, all you got to do is go over here to your effects. You click right here on your effects tab, click keying, and just drag and drop the keyer on top of your footage. Now you can see it's blacked out the green screen. Now you can see up top we still have a little area that we need to crop. Also here on the right. So what I'm going to do that, I'm going to click the footage that I just imported. It's going to bring up our keyer and all of our effects we just laid down. And I'm just going to simply scroll down to crop. I'm going to drag this up so I can crop the top just a little bit, get rid of that. And also crop the right hand side, just drag it on over. And now you can see that we've cropped the right hand side. Now also I'm just going to crop the left just in case. Now to center up this footage, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go up to transform, and I'm going to go to Anchor X, which is going to move the footage horizontally. And what I'm going to do is just going to drag it on up or drag it down until I get my footage nice and center. Alright, so now we got a pretty decent key. You're able to adjust some of this stuff by going to the keyer effect. You can, if you got a little shadow, you can sample that color. Just make sure that your footage still looks decent. Alright, so now we've got all that keyed. I'm going to scroll down in my footage. And I'm going to simply just drag and drop a backdrop I have. So I'm just going to go through my backdrops, and all I do is just drag it under the layer with my footage. And just drag and drop. You can see it has added the backdrop in the background. Now to make that background fit the frame, all I'm going to do is click the background picture down here so you can see it's selected by the yellow, and all I'm just going to do is scale it on up. Alright, so once you have a pretty good effect or backdrop, it's very easy to just drag and drop and swap these out. So you can see this is my backdrop right now. We got a nice little house. overlooking the city. I can very easily just swap that out by dragging and dropping right on top the existing backdrop, and it's going to pop up, and I'm going to replace this from the start. Very easy like that. I'm going to click on the footage again. I'm going to scale it back up so it fits the frame. And now you can see that we have a very nice looking backdrop right here for our footage. So it looks very good. So I just want to go over how to key in Final Cut Pro. Once you get all your footage in and keyed, it's very, very easy to export. You just go up here, File, Export. Once your footage, actually share. Once all your footage is rendered, you'll notice up here by the orange progress bar, once all of it's rendered, you can export it to whatever format that you want to export it in. It's very, very, very easy. Now, like I said, you can also use ScreenFlow to record videos like I did here. I recorded ScreenFlow, and I just recorded the, I just used it for recording the example on how to do training videos. All you got to do is just record this in your Keynote or PowerPoint, record it with ScreenFlow, crop the image, and you're able to add a little unique property to your training videos. So very cool stuff. So that's going to wrap up this video. I really hope you picked up some really good stuff. I hope I explained this well enough. If you have a comment, make sure you leave it below, and I'll try to help you out with that. So that's going to wrap up this video. I really appreciate your time, and thanks for checking it out.